Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, like I always say, welcome to the channel and Happy New Year. Today is Sunday, January 24th or January 28th, 2024. I hope you're all doing well and that your year has been off to a great start. In today's video, I want to give you a brief recap of January as well as talk about some potential changes coming to the channel and just some of my intentions moving forward. So I'm going to jump right into it. January was a very good month. It was a very productive month. I learned a lot. I have a lot of momentum, moving forward with the things that I want to do, both professionally and personally. At the end of last year, I mentioned that I did a lot of work, a lot of trial and error in uh, in my professional life, seeing what works, what doesn't work, and committing to continuing to do and double down on what does work and to avoid what doesn't. And this month was exemplary of that. I started some new projects at work. I am in collaboration with colleagues and coworkers on those projects. I'm in collaboration with colleagues on their projects, and which is akin to the team oriented dynamic at Ignite, which is now Renvio, and um, just it's been a learning experience. There's been a little bit of a learning curve, but like I said, I've had a lot of momentum in the right direction to build what I'm trying to build there and to achieve my dreams and and goals. So um, there's not much else to say really about that. I don't want to get into work specifics online, but that's pretty much the big update there. I obviously continue to be involved with the FFB. We had our chapter president's call this month, a couple weeks ago, and that was productive and informative as it usually is. And it's kind of we're kind of it's kind of like downtime now in the Pittsburgh chapter. We're just now starting to begin our planning for our next event here in the Pittsburgh area. And really the big thing that's coming up in the foundation is a slew of vision walks that are happening in the spring. Pittsburgh isn't one of them. We're in October usually, but there's a bunch of vision walks happening both on the East Coast here and on the West Coast that are happening. And then the Visions Conference is obviously happening in June. But as far as the Pittsburgh chapter goes, we're just kind of getting things, starting the planning process for what we're trying to accomplish this year in the chapter. So those things are going well. And on a personal, well, not that that's not personal, but on a more personal note, I you know, got together with some friends, family friends, and family this month. Actually, today, Sunday, we're going to uh, my cousin's house for a get together. We were supposed to go on New Year's Day, but a bunch of people were sick, so we postponed it to, or my aunt postponed it to today. So we're doing that, having our New Year's celebration and watching some football. Go Chiefs, go Lions. Sorry, not sorry. But yeah, so that'll be fun. And like I said, got together with some friends this month and had a good time. Watched a lot of football. The Steelers thankfully made it to the playoffs. Unfortunately, didn't win their first game against the Bills, but that's okay, considering the dynamic of the team and the um, and how things have gone. Not even having our starting quarterback and really just not having the team that we have had in the past. I'm grateful that we even got a playoff spot. So I consider that a win. 10 wins on the season. Can't really complain, all things considered. Um, as far as some changes that are coming to the channel, I thought about not doing monthly recaps because I feel like there's not enough to really discuss that is specific and substantive outside of just giving a broad recap like you guys are used to me giving. But I guess I'll just play it by ear. But for the time being, I would say maybe don't expect an official monthly recap moving forward. Maybe just like intermittent updates throughout the month if there's big developments in my life for one way or another, and just to keep an eye on those things. that's really the big update as far as the channel goes. I kind of want it to be more update driven on a case by case basis, as opposed to, and more in line with things that I actually want to specifically talk about, as opposed to just a routine update where I sometimes have to force myself to think about, like, well, what do I want to talk about with these guys today, and what do I want to update them on. I wanted to mention that, and I also wanted to mention, before I forget, as it's just popped into my head, is that February is Retinitis Pigmentosa Awareness Month, and I'm going to be doing some videos, you know, about retinitis pigmentosa and some personal takes that I have on how I am reacting to the condition, how I feel about certain aspects of having the condition, and just sharing some of those insights with you guys. Some things that I've talked about on the channel before, and maybe some things that I haven't mentioned before. And the things that I have mentioned before, I definitely have an evolved perspective on, and would be happy to share those things here during February in recognition of Retinitis Pigmentosa Awareness Month. So that's the big thing coming up in the immediate future as far as the channel goes. On a personal note, and also, as far as this month, I've been very committed to exercise and fitness and healthy eating. December was pretty weak. I did okay, but with the holidays and stuff, I just had some weeks where I wasn't doing as well as I usually do. But I'm back on the wagon, as they say, with healthy eating most days a week and running 4 days a week. So just got to sneak lifting weights back in there, because it's been a while, and it's time to get back into that too. There's something that I kind of touched upon a little bit last year, but not in a big way, that's very personal, that I want to discuss, that kind of ties into something else that I want to discuss for a little bit today. And I think I mentioned it in videos last year. I'm pretty sure I did, but I didn't mention it in my yearly recap because I just didn't want to get too deep in that recap. I wanted to keep it as uplifting and positive as possible. But I have noticed a a change in my usable vision over the last year and a half. I am not completely dependent on dark mode on my devices, but having dark mode on my devices is a game changer for me, because especially on my computer, because if I find myself having to, if it's on normal mode where it's like white background and black print, it's so strenuous for me to read or write emails and messages, even compared to what it used to be like for me to do something like that. And that's it really bums me out and freaks me out that I've noticed that change over the last 12 or 18 months, because that's the first time in my memory that I have had a noticeable change in usable vision. I've mentioned before that I've had a decline in color vision since maybe I was like 16 or 17 years old. But to me, and from my perspective, color vision really isn't usable vision. Yeah, it impacts quality of life and things like that, but it's very it's not as serious as losing contrast and losing, or having a declining ability to read fine print on a white background or on a computer. I remember responding to an email that my aunt sent me a couple months ago, and on Yahoo Mail, I still have Yahoo, yes, I'm a holdout. On Yahoo Mail, it took me minutes to type because I don't have dark mode on there for whatever reason. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. But on my laptop, it took me a couple minutes to type up a couple sentences, because I was just straining so much to see what I was typing, and I didn't want it to look too sloppy, and that was a big wake up call as to how much the decline has been. So thank God for dark mode. Thank God for the ability to use assistive technology. I have related to vision, I have started to spend a lot more time learning voiceover, both on my computer and on my phone, because, and that's going to tie in nicely to the next thing I want to talk about, which I'm just going to jump right into. Because I've had a noticeable decline in usable vision, and to clarify, I have the same, I haven't noticed any decrease in visual field, which is the most important thing, but just contrast and things like that, which is usable vision. It's impacted my, daily life in a significant way. I um, have started to reflect really as the new year started, and I've been like this for I've had this mindset for a while, but I haven't really spent a lot of time reflecting on it. Is that I strive to do two things every single day. I strive to take some time every day doing something, doing an activity that I enjoy doing that isn't work related, that I can still enjoy, doing an activity that I can still enjoy while I have enough vision to enjoy it. Whether it's watching something on TV or just looking at things, looking around, being present in my environment and being able to visually experience my environment, whether it's the room that I'm in 90% of the time or another room in the house or somewhere. And, going on social media and just looking at things, looking at pictures, and just being able to enjoy sight. I'm going to get back into playing some video games this year too, because that's a big hobby that I used to have that obviously requires usable vision, and I would like to be able to do that for as long as I can do it and enjoy it within reason without it interfering in other areas of life. The second thing that I strive to do every single day is to prepare for the day that I have no longer have usable vision. And that's why I'm so thankful for my opportunities with the FFB and the opportunities that have come from being involved in that organization. Why I'm so thankful for the opportunity at what used to be called Ignite and is now called Rinvio. And because I have had this decline in usable vision over the last year plus, it is given me the perspective of really only putting time and effort into things that are going to check one of those two boxes. Is this going to help me prepare and get ahead of this unpredictably progressive blinding condition? And or is it something that I enjoy doing that I can only enjoy doing with usable vision? And I'm so committed to those two objectives in a day that everything that I'm involved in now, Rinvio, the FFB, my recreational and leisure activities, like I am so committed to making the most of these opportunities and to all these activities in a day that I would not, to the extent that I would not spend a single minute doing anything that I am currently doing. I would not spend, let me rephrase that. I would not spend a single minute of my remaining sighted time doing any of the things that I do in a day if I didn't feel like they were working for me and that they were things that I'm committed to for, the reasons that I've always talked about being committed to them on this channel. Committed to the FFB because of their mission and the possibility and the hope that their mission is going to have a positive impact on me and hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of other people in the United States and worldwide. Commitment to Rinvio, who has taken the founders of that, or the founder of that organization has, the founder and the managers have taken chances on bringing me into the team, and I taking chances on them. Such a wonderful mixture of opportunities that I have that I mentioned last year that check so many boxes for me. And I wouldn't, I'm committed to really doubling down on continuing to pursue things that work for me, because when I join an organization or partake in an opportunity or an activity, I don't know how much longer I'm going to have any usable vision. So when I commit to something, I'm going to give it everything I have, because I'm as far as I'm concerned, I'm on borrowed time. I've been legally blind for my entire life, and you know a lot of people have been legally blind since childhood and don't have any more usable vision before they're even 31 like I am. So I'm just very committed to everything that I'm involved in, because this is a big problem I'm trying to solve here, and I don't want to spend time doing anything with my remaining time with usable vision that isn't something I enjoy or something that is helping me prepare for my uncertain future. So I didn't expect that I would go that far into it, but it's something that I've been thinking about a lot this year as I reflect on how my vision has changed. And it's not like earth shattering how much it's changed, but it is noticeable. And like I said, it's a big deal to me because I never noticed a shift in my usable vision before. It's always been what I've always known. So that's something that I've been really, really chewing on this year, and I'm just so grateful for everything that has come into my life over the last couple of years, and I'm committed to making the most of all of it. So thank you all for taking the time to watch this video that's about twice as long as I thought it would be. But there was a lot to discuss, a lot that's been on my mind and on my heart. So I want to thank you all again for your love and support and viewership. And I will see you all in the next video. And I hope that you all have a good day and enjoy the football games and whatever else you might be doing. Thank you again. Love you all. I'll see you next time.